Hello, and welcome back to the Food Freedom with Becca and Abby podcast. I am Becca.
And I am Abby.
So, today, the topic we're going to talk about is body image and self-esteem and general body confidence. But as always, before we get into that, how has your week been, Abby?
It has been good. It's been interesting. It's been busy. I think most people will relate as Christmas comes up. Your time just seems
December.
your time just seems to disappear. But no, it's been good. How's yours been?
The same, really. There's just been a lot going on and not enough time in the day. And it's just exhausting.
I know. Whoever said that you're 48 hours to do God knows what else? Was it like Molly May or something that said
Yeah.
everyone has the same 24
Everyone's got
hours
the
in a
same amount
day?
of time.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I don't think we do, hun.
No, not when people cook for you and clean for you and do all of the things for you. Irrelevant. What are your three positives from this week, Abby?
My three positives would be, so one of my big ones is that I went Christmas shopping on Saturday
Oh,
and I had a really good time
and you didn't
because,
have a
like I said,
meltdown.
I didn't have a meltdown,
Yes,
which if you've listened to, I think it was one or two podcasts ago, I said about
last
my
one.
experience last year and it was awful. So yeah, I was very happy and it was really nice and very Christmassy. So that was a big one for me. What was my other ones? I have finished uni now for this term, which is nice to have a little break, and have a bit more time, which is helpful.
It's fulfilling with other things anyway.
Yeah. And my third one would be, oh, I don't know.
Have you managed to get to the gym this week?
I have, and I managed to hit my step goal this week as well.
That's pretty good.
I did go out in the freezing cold at like 9 o'clock at night one night with the dogs. I don't know if they enjoyed it or not.
Dogs always enjoy a walk.
But yeah, so I'd say those are my three positives from the week. What are yours, Becca?
My first one would be that I went to London yesterday with my mum and dad to see Frozen, and we went to Oxford Street because obviously that's the main Christmassy place, and it was terrible. I did not feel Christmassy there. It was packed with people. The lights don't turn on till later because they're saving money, and it was just lame. But we went to see Frozen, and then it started snowing when we came out of the theatre, and like Covent Garden had all the lights and the Christmas tree, and it was just really, really nice. Like, you know, when you're in a moment and you think this is going to be a memory that you remember for a long time. It was one of those, which was nice. My second one would be, so I haven't managed to go to the gym very much recently for different reasons, but I did manage to go to PT last week, which helped me mentally, made me feel good. So that was nice. And the third one would be that I took Nutella puppy training on Saturday, and we did our first off the lead recall, and she actually came to me, which was a terrifying moment of, oh my God, is she actually going to come? But she did. So that was nice. I still don't trust doing it not in a puppy class, but you know, it was cute that she did come running towards me.
Oh, I love their little faces when they look at you and they're like, and then their ears flap.
Yeah, she's got such floppy ears, bless her.
I love it so much, so much. Oh, bless. So yes, anyway, remember your three positives as well, everyone who's listening.
Yes.
Brighten your day up. Sorry, I've got a cold as well. So yes, getting on to today's episode, we are going to talk about self-esteem, body image, and I think a lot of things that kind of stem from that is also social media for
Definitely.
me personally. I mean, obviously newspapers and stuff, growing up, magazines, there was always really, really skinny people on the front, which I don't think helped. But
Or
yes,
bigger people that were being fat shamed.
yeah, definitely. And I think that didn't help. And I think now that, it's a bit more accessible, you can just pick up your phone and bam. Um, but yeah. And I think as well, recently, wasn't there a thing that there's a new trend? So
Heroin
whereas
chic or something, wasn't it?
yeah, something like that. And I was just like,
A body shape should not be a trend. Like,
no.
we all have a body shape. It's not a trend. Sorry, it frustrates me.
No, I'm with you. And even more, it made me realize as well that there's always body trends for females. There's never a body trend for men.
No.
And it's like the thick girl movement is great because you can go to the gym, you can lift. Like it's although it is a trend and I don't necessarily agree with that, like I feel like it was a good trend in that it got people moving and
It's a healthy trend because people
yeah,
do it as a trend to begin with, but then realize it's actually really good for their mental health.
exactly. Which in turn and increases your self-esteem and your body image, but we'll get on
Yes.
to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
But
don't understand why now we've got this new trend that is just
it's definitely true what you say that it's different for men and women. Like the amount of people I know that like boys are lucky when they're younger because they're not every man, but a lot of them tend to have a quicker metabolism. They can eat a load of stuff. They don't have to worry about their weight. They're quite fit and active anyway. And then women go through what's it called? Puberty. There we go. And hormones happen and your metabolism slows down and we worry more about our weight and stuff. But even like getting older, like my mum will probably laugh at this. My mum, bless her, has worked so hard the last few years coming to PT with me and trying to stay in shape and stuff. And she's going through menopause and things, which obviously affects your body shape. My dad just does nothing. Like he does do weight training a couple of times a week that you planned for him. But he doesn't really push himself and he's got a dad body, like he's got a little beer belly going on. And whenever I've said to him, like, come on, mum's putting some effort in. Do you want to get healthier and fitter? He's like, I was healthy and fit when I'm younger. I'm all right now. I've done all of that hard work. And he's like, that's not how it works. Like, you don't just do it when you're younger and then when you're older, it carries on, even though you're not moving your body.
true. Although I feel like actually to be fair, that is a trend in itself, like having like a dad bod.
Your dad bods are okay, but for a woman to have a mum bod
Yeah.
has to be that you suddenly lose all your weight straight after pregnancy and look really fit and like you've not just had a child.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
It's so
And
messed
it
up.
very much infuriates me. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. So social
You have been
media,
struggling this week, haven't you? Let's do that
yes,
topic.
that's where I'm going with that. So yeah, I had a check-in with my coach today, and I was saying how last week I kept kind of, I guess, accidentally body checking myself and then looking at other people's progress and comparing myself, and then you get into that spiral and it keeps going and keeps going. And yeah, I was comparing myself, my own progress to other people's.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I know I shouldn't do that. I know, my journey is different to everybody else's. Some people have more time to do things. I do things that other people do, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, in my head, I just couldn't help myself from like comparing people. And then, like, your self-esteem, I feel, starts going down because you're like, oh,
Yeah.
well, what are they doing that I'm not doing?
Why are they losing weight quicker than me? Why are their bodies changing quicker?
Exactly. And yeah, I think it's just taking a step back, realizing that I am doing what I'm doing. It is my journey.
You're doing bloody well.
I should I should be focusing on me. You should not be focusing on anyone else. Do not compare yourself to anyone else because you could do exactly the same thing. You would still look completely different because your body's different.
The only person you can truly compete with is yourself because
Exactly.
you are the same as you. You are not the same as anybody else in this world.
Exactly. Although I would say that sometimes you shouldn't even compare yourself to yourself. Because
No,
if I compare,
there's a limit.
yeah, because I was going to say, because if you're comparing yourself to like 5 years ago when you're in like a different time, different job or, situation or whatever, then yeah, it's hard not to, yeah, it's hard not to compare. But
It is like I know that I've fallen for that before, like looked back at old pictures of myself, which ironically at the time of those pictures, I thought I was really fat and not in a very good shape. And I look back and I'm like, I want to look like that now. But then back then, I didn't have my own business where I was spending all my evenings working and my daytimes working. I didn't have to pay to rent a house and deal with the cleaning and the cooking and all of those things because I lived at home and my mum did that for me, which I'm so grateful for. And I wish that she could still do all my cooking and cleaning. um, and like things like that, it's so many women especially as you get older, and again, like I said about having kids and things, they, like my mum, again, prime example, sorry mum, but she would look back at herself and be like, I wish I looked like what I looked like in my 20s or my 30s. But she's had 3 kids. Your body is going to change, and it's having, being confident in yourself and having good self-esteem is not dependent on a scale weight. It's not dependent on a body shape. It is all in your head mentally. Like, I've been on so many beaches on holiday, and there have been bigger women walking around, and they have been rocking their outfits. They've been in great bikinis. They've been walking with like so much confidence and feeling good in themselves, while I'm sat there weighing a lot less than them in my bikini, feeling really self-conscious because I think everyone's looking at me. And the only difference between me and them is that they love themselves. Like, they have body confidence and they feel good in their skin, and that makes them then look good, because when you're confident, it thrives and it like literally glows out of you.
Yeah.
And people think, wow, she looks nice because she's showing confidence.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think it all is all to do with confidence, and I think kind of just accepting what you are worth, and that you are worth more money than anyone could pay, because you are unique, you are yourself, and actually you should just own it. Like, so many people, and I know we have both done this, spend so much time worrying about other people and how people are going to look at you. People are always going to look, because it's nature's way to be inquisitive and all this stuff. But actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. If you are happy within yourself and the ones that, you know, you really love and stuff, then it shouldn't matter to anyone else. You should be looking after yourself. And as long as you are happy with yourself, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, because, you know,
But that's
yeah.
the thing. I think we get so caught up in what other people think of us. The happiest people in this world are the people that don't give a crap what
Mm,
anybody thinks of them. They live their life for them. They do things because it feels right to them. Other people might not agree with their decisions or what they're doing, but they're living their life and they're happy with it. And I think it's so easy to get caught up in what other people think of you, or feel guilty because you're not doing what someone else is doing, or just worrying all the time about everybody else's opinions of you, that you then don't have your own opinion of yourself, because your opinion of yourself is what you think everybody else is thinking, but they're not even thinking that. It's
mm,
just a made up thing.
yeah. You've just thought of it in your head. And it's just, yeah, it can be crippling. Like, to anyone out there that, you know, feels like they do have low self-esteem, like, it is hard. But honestly, if you can just learn to love yourself, accept yourself, and just, you know, if you can over time, just kind of notice one thing that you like about your body or about yourself, and then slowly just build up each day and look. It's really cringy to do,
Yes.
but if you look at yourself in the mirror at least once a day and notice something you like, just one thing, it can be anything, and then just slowly build up each day, but do it slowly, your brain will just learn to accept itself and love
Or
itself.
look for the goodness rather than the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we always start with our positives for the week. When you start tricking your brain into looking for the positives rather than the negatives every time, it will automatically do it. Like, I know for a fact that I always used to look for the negatives in pictures. If someone took a picture of me, the first thing I would do would look at it and pick a flaw. I'd be like, nope, my belly's hanging out of that one, or I've got double chin in that one, or whatever it is, or a bit of hair sticking up. Now, when you look, like when I try and look at pictures, I look at the moment and like the emotion in that picture. Like, if I'm sat there laughing with my friends, I don't care if I've got a bit of hair sticking up, or if I look like I'm having a mental breakdown because I'm laughing so much. Like, that's,
It's what it is.
but again, sitting here saying this, and I can speak for the both of us on this, and I know that you are the same. Just because we're talking about having all of these confidence and not having low self-esteem doesn't mean we don't struggle with it. Like, it is not something you have every day. It is not something that once you've got it, you keep it forever. Like,
You know.
it's a constant battle to be confident and to feel good in your skin. And unfortunately, as women, hormones will always play a part in it. there will always be a day where you wake up and look in the mirror and think, ugh, I look awful. Even though you look absolutely no different to the day before when you felt great going out in the outfit that you'd picked for your night out, you will still feel that you don't look as good and that your confidence is lower. But once you can accept that it is just your hormones and it is just a bad day, life gets easier.
Yeah, so much easier. And on those days, stick on an oversized jumper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pick your comfiest clothes that you can. And some people may say, oh, you know, you're hiding your body and blah, blah, blah. But actually, if it helps you mentally, because you
Yeah.
don't have to necessarily look at it,
If I'm
then
having a bad body image day, I put on baggy clothes. I do not look in the mirror other than first thing in the morning to make sure that, I look semi okay. And I don't look in the mirror for the rest of the day because I know that it's just in my head. But the more you look at yourself, again, your brain will sit and pick at the flaws, not the positives.
yeah. And yeah, it is. And it is hard. But I think if you can get to the point where you can just start to accept and love who you are and your body, honestly, it makes so much difference. Like, I cannot tell you how much it does. Like, even the past 2 years, my mindset has changed on it. And actually, like, I weigh more now than I did 2 years ago. But yeah, just because I accept myself, I feel so much more comfortable in my own skin
Mm-hmm.
and just feel better in my body, even though I probably am bigger because I weigh more. But in my mind, I'm so much happier, and it's
Healthier.
just, yeah, and healthier. And it's crazy to think that, that actually your self-esteem and your body image and all that stuff, yes, okay, it can be linked to like how you look and stuff, but actually more than that, it is just mentally how you feel. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily directly linked to actually, like, if you're a bit bigger, then people, like, there's no correlation between if you're a bit bigger then you're going to have lower self-esteem versus someone that's a bit skinnier having higher.
And one thing I will say that like really helped me is the moment I stopped setting my goals as weight related or body shape related was the moment that I became a lot more comfortable in my skin, because I was forever chasing like we said, like the different fad bodies and things. Like I would go on Instagram, I would get obsessed over one person's body and be like, right, I need to look like her. Like that is the body I want. If she can build it, why can't I? And again, she has a different lifestyle. She has different times to me. She eats different food. She has different metabolism. She has different bone structure. And it's not realistic for me to look like that. Yes, okay, if I had nothing else going on and that was all I did, I could probably look a little bit more like her, but I would never look like her.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I spent so long with I want a bigger bum, I want to have better abs, I want to weigh X amount, I want to be able to run this far because this other person's running this far, so therefore I should be able to because we're all humans. And once I stopped that and changed my goals to like, I don't even know what they changed. It was more like I want to just make my body healthier.
It's more enjoying the journey
It
rather
is.
than.
It's stopping wanting to be at an end point because there is no end point with a fitness journey. Like I read this on someone's social media the other day. When you are someone that's into fitness, there's never a point where you are satisfied with yourself. And that's okay because it's good to want to push yourself to be the best version. And you are always going to be getting stronger in some way, or you're always going to be overcoming different things. And there's always going to be something to work towards. But if you in your mind are constantly aiming towards an end goal, you're never going to be happy and you're going to miss all of the time where you are progressing, your weights are increasing, or you're running further, or even like people that can play and chase after their kids without getting out of breath, because some people struggle with that. Like that is all progress, and that's all things that you should feel good about yourself for.
Yeah, you should focus on the little wins rather than focusing on the big goal right at the end of it, because that will increase your confidence as well, because you're realizing that you're hitting those little stones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I saw this analogy, but it was basically like thinking of it as like a ladder.
Yeah.
And all the, what are they called, like
Rungs.
runs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sort of like every time you hit a mini goal, that's an extra run on it. Like you wouldn't be able to immediately just go up the ladder if there's only like one halfway.
No.
Like it would take you so long because you'd be always trying to like reach up it. But if you have like the little runs and it's constantly going up, like it will make it so much easier to just go all the way because you're not having to then like jump and try and grab onto this, and it's a bit
And again, it's sustainable, like we've talked about before. Doing all those little things don't always feel like much, but they build up. Whereas if you're suddenly going, right, I'm going to train for 4 hours a day, I'm only going to eat this and this, I'm not going to allow this, it will last for a week and then you will crash and then you'll be back to square one. Whereas just doing the little things, you get there a lot quicker. Tortoise and the hare, don't sprint there because you'll get out of breath. Just take your time, enjoy the process.
Yeah, 100%. And I do think as soon as you realize that and just enjoy the journey, enjoy going to the gym or going out for a walk, or even just cooking or something like that.
Finding enjoyment in food, like I lost that for so long because I just saw food as calories, and now I genuinely love cooking and like trying new flavors. Okay, I don't really have time to try new foods all the time, and it's really hard coming up with new recipe ideas. But like when you do find something new or experiment or try, like it's just so rewarding and nice.
Yeah, no, 100%. Another thing that I was going to say as well earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you,
Sorry.
because I think a huge thing for my self-esteem, my confidence, was when I realized that clothing sizes did not mean diddly squat compared to how I looked. Because for ages, all I had in my head was, I want to be this size, I want to be this size. And actually, universal, especially women's clothings, where we're all different shapes and sizes,
There's no
no
standard.
matter,
There
they
is no
never
standard.
fit. Never. Like you can go to 10 different shops and you will all be different sizes. And I can
Well,
remember
even in the same shop, like Zara, I've tried on like a size in different clothing in the same shop, and one has been too tight, one has been too big. Like,
yeah. And like you can get so disheartened, and that I cannot count the amount of times I've cried in a changing room because I've ended up being like 5 times bigger than my think my actual sizing is. And I think that was such a huge thing for me as well, is when I realized that I can go into a store and even if it's 2 sizes bigger than what I think I am, like it's not me, it's the clothes. And you shouldn't be disheartened by it. You should just go, well, you know what, actually, it is what it is. If this fits me, then that is fine. It doesn't matter what size it is.
and like I was saying earlier, like when you see other people on holiday and stuff and say they are a bit bigger, but they've got confidence, you look at them and you think, wow, she's rocking that outfit. You don't look at them and think, oh, she's a size 20 in that. Like, you don't look at people and guess their clothes sizes.
No.
Like, and again, some people could be a really healthy BMI, train all the time, but maybe they've got a bigger bone structure, so therefore they're a bigger size in clothes, but that doesn't mean they're not healthy or they're not in a good shape. Like clothes sizes is just awful.
They are. That's
With men, it's like measured, like it's a 32 waist, so it's an actual measurement rather than, oh, I'm a size 10, but what is a size 10?
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so that is another thing that I would say as well, is that if you are trying to, get a bit more self-esteem or struggling with your body image, sorry.
It's winter, there's illnesses.
Yeah, try not to focus on the sizing. Clothes should fit you, not the other way around. You shouldn't try and fit into the clothes.
And again, you feel more confident when you're in clothes that fit you properly. If you're squeezing into something because you want to be that size, the whole time you wear it, you're going to be thinking, oh my God, I can't breathe. My body's like, my belly's sticking out, blah, blah, blah. Whereas if you size up and you feel comfortable in it, you will feel good, you will look good. People will probably compliment you and your self-esteem will get better.
Exactly. And sometimes going up a size actually makes the clothes look better because they fit properly.
Yeah.
And it then complements your body rather than looking a bit out of place, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's something else as well, is a lot about self-esteem is not relying on other people to compliment you all the time. Like yes, it is great when you get like validation from other people. You think you look nice, you go out and they say you look really nice. And then all of a sudden, little switch in your head goes, yeah, I look good today because this person has said so. So I must look great. Real self-confidence and believing in yourself is going out that door knowing that no matter whether someone says it or not, you know you look good and you feel good and it's okay. Like, I think I definitely struggled with feeling that it was a bad thing, and it was like I was being overly cocky or confident to think I looked nice. Like, I
It's
didn't
not
want to
though.
come across like it's same with complimenting people. For years, if any like boyfriend or whoever I was with complimented me, I would never know how to respond to it because I just get ashamed and be like, oh, don't be silly, I don't look like that. Whereas now I'm like, thank you, because I work hard, and if people say stuff, it's nice and I do believe it, and it doesn't make me big-headed or arrogant to accept a compliment and know that I do look good, because it's all part of self-esteem.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think it is having that confidence to go, actually, you know what? I know that I look good.
And
And
that
I'm
doesn't make you a bad person. I'll just keep talking while you die in the corner. But it doesn't make you a bad person to think that about yourself. Like, it, I think people just, I don't know how to word what I want to say, but like in society, people think that if you're confident in yourself, you're one of these arrogant, stuck up people that like think they're the best thing ever. And it doesn't necessarily mean that. It
you know,
just
you
means you're
you can
happy in
be
yourself.
exactly. And I don't think it should have that negative connotation to it that just because you say, yes, I actually look good and actually I like myself, people should go around and say, oh, you're arrogant, which you're not going to be. We will never think
No.
that because you should love yourself. Why shouldn't you?
Yeah. And if they're true friends and true people, they should be happy that you feel good in yourself,
Hmm,
because everyone has that right in life to feel good.
exactly. And if someone does say something about it to you, you go, actually, you know what? I do love myself because I'm effing amazing.
Yeah.
And actually, it's my life. I'm going to do what I want.
Exactly. Back to the whole doing things and not caring what other people think is the key to living a happier life,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
As long as it's legal, obviously. If you're doing something.
Yeah, please don't break the law, anybody. Well, I just did this because they told us on the Food Freedom podcast that we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, just put that disclaimer out there now,
No,
within reasons.
the law is there for a reason, everybody.
But yeah, no, I definitely think it is true. And I think like my mum has no fear with anything to do with that at all. She's amazing. Like if she wants to do something, she'll do it. If she thinks something, she will say it. No matter if the person she's talking about is stood 5 meters away and they can hear her, she'll say it as loud as she wants. And it cringes me out because I'm like, Mum, they're literally like right there.
But your mum is so much happier for it because she
She
just
is.
is happy in herself.
She is because she doesn't care. And like I wanted that for so long, like because it's just once you stop caring, it is just so much easier.
It is. Like, as a kid, I loved dancing, and I used to do like street dance classes and competitions and things. And I always remember, like, in the class, because that was the area where you were meant to dance, I was confident and I did my thing and I was a good dancer. But if ever I was around with family members or something, they'd be like, oh, show me your routine. I
Mm.
couldn't do it. I was just like, no, like I'd feel embarrassed doing it. Or even like a family parties and things, getting up and going on the dance floor when there's no one there, even though I wanted to because I love dancing. I didn't want to be the first one on the dance floor. I didn't want to be the one to look stupid. Or if I did get on the dance floor, I would just copy what everyone else was doing rather than my own thing because, again, didn't want to look stupid.
Mm.
Now I've got older, I'm always the first person on the dance floor, regardless of whether I've had a drink or not. I love dancing. Like, it's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And I don't care what anybody thinks of me when I'm dancing. Like, I'm having a good time and that's all that matters. And I'm quite fortunate in that, like, my other half, bless him, he is very much, he will get on the dance floor and just pull any shape and size. And sometimes I cringe, sometimes I love it. But it's like he is there with me doing it. And it's so nice because like we went to a wedding in the summer and we were the only ones on the dance floor at one point, just doing our own thing. And I didn't I didn't even think about who was watching us because I was just enjoying what I was doing.
Mm.
And that's how it should be in life. Like if there's something you like doing, just do it. Who
Yeah.
cares what other people think? Like if it makes you happy, again, within the law, if it makes you happy, do it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I think it's the same with anything as well. Like, if you want to start a new hobby or if you are interested in something or anything like that, and you think that your friends are going to judge you, who cares? Most of the
They're
time
not
they
real
don't.
friends if they do.
Exactly. And I think that is such a huge thing as well. Like, I know when I started getting into fitness, I didn't tell anyone because I was like, oh, I feel really self-conscious about this and all that stuff. And I'd always been into sport, but I'd never like properly expressed it. And it's just realizing that actually you should do things because you love them. And if you're passionate about it, then they should support you. Or if not, find friends who do share your passions.
Exactly. You end up making new friends by just going and doing things. Like I would never have found you if I didn't get into like the
Yeah.
fitness journey and things. And it is really cliche, but you can make proper friends for life when you find people that like doing the things you want to do. And it doesn't matter if they live bloody miles away and you never really get to see them, or if they live next door. Oh, my
Yeah.
voice is on now. You carry on.
No, but it's 100% true. Like, if you find people that have the same passions as you and, you do become friends and you support each other, it doesn't matter how far apart you are or the fact that you only see each other 2-3 times a year. Like, I mean, we are literal proof that it can still work. And,
Exactly.
so yeah. So I think on that positive note, we may end this because I think it might be a bit long.
No, I don't think it's the longest one we've done, but I think our voices are struggling.
Yeah.
We don't want everyone to just listen to us coughing all the time.
No, exactly. But yeah, so hope you've enjoyed this podcast this week. Sorry there wasn't one last week as well. As we said.
December is madness, but
But
we
yeah,
will be on it more in the future.
we will. So yes, hope you've enjoyed this episode for today. And remember your 3 positives from today as well to make your life brighter, more
And
confident.
look in the mirror and pick something about you like, whether it is my hair looks nice today, or I like the color of my eyes, or I think my first one was that just I liked the fact I have long legs. Like that to me is a positive.
Yeah,
Or
any
you've got an outfit on that you like, or I don't know, your eyelashes look nice. Like it can literally be anything.
even personality, I would say as well. Like even if you just
Yeah.
say, you know what, I really care for people, or I can't, my brain's not working. That could be one as well.
And on that note,
And on that note,
thank you all for listening. As always, if you have any suggestions or feedback for us, please do let us know at Food Freedom with Becca on Instagram or our website, freedomwithbecca.com. And we will catch up with you all next week.
yes, have a good week. Bye. Oh my God. Right, I need to go. Have a good week, guys.
Bye.